The first time I set foot in Thailand, the air itself felt different. It was thick with humidity, laced with the tantalizing aroma of street food, and buzzing with life in a way I had never experienced before. The streets of Bangkok were a chaotic symphony of honking tuk-tuks, neon lights flickering against towering skyscrapers, and the distant echo of traditional Thai music. I had been planning this trip for months, an escape from the monotony of my life back home. A solo traveler, eager to explore the land of golden temples, ancient ruins, and untouched beaches. But little did I know, this trip would change me forever. As I checked into my hotel, a luxurious high-rise overlooking the Chao Phraya River, I felt an overwhelming sense of excitement. But there was something else too, something I couldn't quite put my finger on, as if the city itself was whispering to me. Whispering secrets only the lost share. The first few days were magical. I explored the Grand Palace, wandered through the floating markets, and lost myself in the vibrant chaos of Khao San Road. Thailand was everything I had imagined and more. Then, on my third night, something strange happened. I was sitting in a small, dimly lit bar near my hotel, sipping on a cold Tsingtao beer, when an old Thai man with deep-set eyes and a weathered face sat down across from me. "You are not like the others," he said in a thick accent. I raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" He leaned forward, his voice barely above a whisper. "You seek something. Something you should not be looking for." I laughed nervously. "I'm just here for a vacation." The man's expression didn't change. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small wooden amulet, placing it on the table between us. "Take this. Wear it. And whatever you do, do not go to Phi Phi Island on the full moon." Before I could ask any questions, he stood up and vanished into the night. I should have listened. But something about the old man's warning only fueled my curiosity. The next morning, I booked a boat to Phi Phi Islands, eager to see the famous turquoise waters and limestone cliffs for myself. As I arrived, the island was breathtakingly beautiful, like a paradise untouched by time. White sands stretched endlessly, and the waters were so clear I could see the coral reefs beneath. But as the sun began to set, the atmosphere shifted. The tourists left, the bustling beach bars closed, and an eerie silence fell over the island. The few locals remaining seemed different. Their eyes held an unspoken fear. Then, I noticed something strange. A hidden cave tucked between two jagged cliffs. It wasn't on any map. Something about it called to me, an unshakable pull, like an invisible thread dragging me toward it. Ignoring my instincts, I stepped inside. The air inside the cave was damp, and the walls glistened as if they were coated in something ancient. Strange markings covered the stone, symbols I had never seen before. Then, the whispering began. At first, I thought it was the wind. But no, these were voices. Soft, urgent whispers in a language I didn't understand. A sudden gust of wind blew through the cave, extinguishing my flashlight. My heart pounded. Then, footsteps. I spun around, but the entrance had disappeared. The cave had sealed itself shut. Panic surged through me. I ran my hands along the walls, searching for a way out when a hand grabbed my wrist. I gasped, yanking my arm back. But when I turned, there was no one there. Only shadows shifting against the cave walls. Then, the whispers formed words. Clear. Haunting. You were warned. You should not have come. My chest tightened. The air grew heavier, pressing down on me like an invisible force. Then, I saw it. A figure standing at the far end of the cave. Tall, draped in tattered cloth, its face obscured. It took a step forward. Then another. I stumbled backward, my breath ragged. The whispers grew louder, morphing into an ear-piercing shriek. Suddenly, the amulet the old man had given me began to glow. A blinding light erupted from it, forcing the shadowed figure to recoil. The cave trembled, the walls groaning like a living beast in pain. Then, darkness, I woke up on the beach, gasping for air. The cave was gone, nothing but an empty stretch of sand behind me. Had it all been a dream? I staggered back to the village, where the locals stared at me in shock. One elderly woman approached, her face pale. "You entered the Cave of Echoes," she whispered. I nodded weakly. She pointed to my wrist. I looked down, and my skin was marked with the same strange symbols from the cave. "You have been chosen," she murmured. "It will never let you go." I left Thailand the next morning, my dream vacation shattered by a nightmare I couldn't explain. Back home, I tried to forget. But the whispers followed me. In the dead of night, I'd hear them, soft, familiar voices drifting through my room. And then, the final sign. I woke up one night and saw it. The amulet. The same wooden charm the old man had given me, now sitting on my bedside table, glowing faintly in the darkness. Thailand had never let me go. And I feared it never would.